try to do this so I can. You see it? See it?
Get me out.
Right, of course. But of course. He's both artists. But the position is, where you at? You are here a lot? Oh, well.
I didn't know it was starting.
So he's not. Yep.
Well, check YouTube.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'll check that one. Go ahead.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is the day that the Most High has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. We're not going to miss the opportunity to enter into worship with Him. This is not something that we do just because. We do it because the Most High actually tells us to worship Him, to honor Him, and to praise Him, and to give Him the highest praise. If we can be engaged in all kinds of other things, and we can definitely take out the time to honor and glorify our Father with our instrument that He gave us, our voice, right?
Right.
So let us not waste our time doing things that don't honor Him, but let us use this opportunity to lift up His name. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All of the gods, they are the works of man, but you are the Most High-Yah. There is none like you. All of the gods, they are the works of man, but Yahuwah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures.
He leads me beside the still waters.
He restores my soul. He leads me in the cycle
Of his righteousness for his name's sake.
And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
For you are with me.
You are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. They comfort me. They comfort me. They comfort me. You prepare the table
In the presence of
my enemies. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Forever, Yahuwah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures.
He leads me beside the still waters.
He restores my soul. He leads me in the cycle
Of his righteousness for his name's sake.
And yea, though I walk through the valley Yah.
That can be I do.
happy back there. Praise God. All right, fam. All right. We are back. That was not a Hebrew 5 minutes. That was about a literal 7. Hallelujah. I'll take it. But yes, you know what I mean? All right, so today it's going to be a little bit of a review. We talked about this already. Okay. That conversation said we'll go ahead and make sure that we Joshua 1:8 today. Right? Hallelujah. Somebody want to get Joshua 1:8? Yahushua 1:8. Yahushua 1:8. Yahushua 1:8. Yahushua 1:8.
The sefer of the Torah shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate therein day and night, that you may guard to do according to all that is written therein. For then you shall make your ways prosperous, and then you shall have good success.
Hallelujah, we got success in these scriptures. Obviously the Most High has a plan for you. But no matter what, we got to make sure that we have this written in our hearts. Hallelujah. So sometimes it causes for review. And that's what we're going to do today. We'll be real quick, we'll get you in and we'll get you out. First and foremost, let's go ahead and get through this, our mantra, our slogan, or whatever you want to call it, the thing that we memorized. Hallelujah. See, we got it. Oh, we got it, yes. All right. It's all in there? Yeah, all right. 1 and 2 and 3. We are learning to walk through obedience to the Torah together, building an Ahava and Amba from the Ab to the Lab in Ruach Yeshua Ben Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. Now this hopefully is going to be super quick. I'm not even going to necessarily use a whole lot of time for these photos at the beginning. Y'all pretty much got with the idea of where we were going, right? Right. And what does that say for the beginning? What is that? What does that say? All right. Cool. Loud, left, same thing. I'm with you. Yeah. So obviously we talked about the mind. We talked about the inner man, right? That's the only photo I can give. The idea of the inner man or the inner woman, right? Same for same person, but you know what I mean. Same person. Yeah, exactly. We talked about the start with a C. There you go. The conscience. There you go. Thank you. I like that space first. Hallelujah. That idea of saying, okay, I mean, do we have necessarily a little devil and you know, the devil and the angel or Moloch over on the side? It's you, okay? It's your mind, all right? And it depends on if your flesh is gonna take over or it's gonna be the rock that's gonna take over. We understand. Hallelujah. But it's you. All right. So we had the what in the Hebrew? The what? And the bet. All right. Hallelujah. Somebody already said it, the la'ab or the left, right? We had that in, it seems I'm going fast, but we already went through this, at least this part, right? La'ab left, you're gonna find it H3820. And labab, you also hear this labab for heart. And that's what H3824. H3824. For the definition of biblical usage, Strong's. We had what? Inner man, inner part, midst soul, heart, right? A seat of appetites. That was interesting for the biblical usage. The seat of appetites. And what do we have in the definition that kind of stood out to y'all? What was the definition that stood out to y'all? I'll tell you one that stood out to me. Which one?
That one, and then also the seat of emotions and passion.
Yeah, your la'ab is the seat of emotions. Yeah, and it's funny that we talked about the last one that you did, which is strongholds dealing with blood, exactly, and how we have heart that can be utilized for the biblical usage of seats of appetites. This is all, oh my goodness, yeah.
I don't think we brought out last time, but I was thinking about it. I don't know, maybe some people don't know, so for those that don't know, the name Levi, it means my heart.
Oh.
So when the Most High, when that name was given, that literally means my heart. Like that's the Most High's heart. Levi. Because when you end it with the yod, It's
Yes.
possessive, meaning it
possessive.
belongs to you. So
Hallelujah.
you will see the same name Lev,
Uh-huh.
just like Levi. If you took away the Yod,
Uh-huh.
then you would just have Lev.
My
or
heart.
Lev.
That's dope, you know. I didn't know that.
When I look at this and I see the deceit of appetites and emotions, right?
Right.
And how we was talking earlier about frequencies, and then it was also that your heart actually pumps 10,000 more electricity than your brain does. So it was, you know, it's stated scientifically that your heart actually makes decisions, and it sends it to the brain for the brain to be able to move.
Wow. That's dope.
It's also said that you can determine the heart of someone just by, now you don't have to just by, you know how you can, somebody you never met before, don't even know, and then you determine, you know, if you either feel comfortable.
You feel
or
comfortable.
Yeah, you can feel
Right.
it. Yeah.
So your heart can detect that through frequency.
Yeah.
Because your heart does give out, you know, you give out frequency.
Right.
And so, it's, you know, some people, you know, it says actually from, people who are in tune to that can actually do that, like even from 100 feet away.
Right.
Determine, you can detect
Yeah.
the heart of an individual from the frequency that it gives off. We've just not been taught to key in on those things.
Of course.
Because our whole body is electrical.
Yeah.
It receives and it gives off.
Oh yeah.
So, we not been spiritually mature enough, or haven't been taught how to use that, because we haven't been in Torah.
Yes.
We haven't been, you know, like, we just been going with the flow. What
Right.
everybody say, we just do it.
Right. And I was gonna go with you on that. A couple things. First one, yes. I would submit just to your point that you lose it. I think that babies, when they come out, a lot of times they feel more than we do.
They do.
See more than we do, right? And then it went to your point of, it's like I would think that it's like we sort of lost it through society's norms. We just got engaged to whatever it is, and it just brings us down. Brings us down to a definitely lower frequency that you're not trying to deal with, right? You know, when we deal with certain substance abuse and all of that. That's why I think talking about this will be good for a later discussion that we'll be having. But definitely remember, yes, society has assisted in bringing our frequencies to a lower state. It just has. And then you gotta work it. You gotta get into the word. The word is it's everything. It's life. It's, you know, it's truth. It's everything to help build, almost rebuild yourself.
And see,
That's interesting.
Also, when we lost our language, we lost another frequency.
Absolutely.
I stand corrected. It actually means to join together.
Okay.
So it's just meaning that the name Levi, it has the vav instead of having the bet.
Uh-huh.
So then, of course, you know the vav connects, join. So it's actually a joining together is what Levi.
That's cool.
So stand
Okay.
corrected.
I think in our present state, if we ask the Most High those things that He will give us, because I'm sure if you stand outside and you look, because I can't see anything on people, period. But if I look at an animal, I can see the energy off of the plants. I can see the energy off of it. And birds, when they're flying, I can see the energy when they're flying. I see their aura around
That's pretty
them,
good.
period. I mean, with animals, with plants, and with, especially with birds. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like they're flying and there's a circle around them, and wherever they go, it's going with them.
Yeah, not everybody has that ability.
Yeah.
You know this, and then not everybody does. So I would definitely hold on to that. Keep doing what you're doing. You know.
It's just prayer, but I don't see that on people.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Cymatics. Yeah. Cymatics. If somebody get a definition for me, I heard about it one time. Cymatics, C-Y, I think. M-A-T-I-C. Yes, cymatics. It's very interesting. I just ran across this not too long ago. I ended up having a conversation with Elder Marto, and it was interesting. Like there's a whole study of it that's existed for I don't know how long, with utilizing frequencies to literally create shape. I mean, I'm talking about beautiful shapes. And they can send it to a certain figure. You have like a bed of sand, yeah, and you send it to one, it looks like a beautiful, I mean, geometrical shape, perfectly lined. They can do it, you know, send it to another one, it's a completely different shape. And of course, as your mind is going, you're like, well, they're not just doing shapes, they're doing stuff inside of our bodies, like with just frequencies, right? It doesn't matter. So now you got to consider the music that you listen to, because what is it, right? That's being shaped inside of my DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like it starts to go down a rabbit hole. I didn't want to bring it up, but I mean, it's
You're totally right.
It's awakening like some emotions.
Yes.
But they did change the frequency. That when stuff is broadcast out, the frequency was changed. I can't remember when. They changed it from what?
You're right, because
From
it's
something to
supposed to be like
something.
490, it's supposed to be 476 or something up there, but they changed
They
it down
lowered
to
it.
444. Because we were taught in school, when I went to, I studied music, the frequency that we're supposed to put it on is lower than the frequency that the human body is supposed to actually take. It's supposed to, kind of like do a depression.
Yeah, universally from the broadcasting part, they actually changed the frequency.
I was like-
So the music that you just listen to coming through your radio or something like that is not at the frequency that is compatible with
conducive or compatible. Yeah. Conducive to something healthy, right? Versus, you know, you don't know what they're in there trying to.
Versus a lust
Plus
demon
they,
or
Yes.
something.
plus they add all of these
You said
negative
that
words and
Yes.
you know, all kinds of curse words and
Yeah.
all
All of
kinds
that
of
is
stuff.
frequency, all of that is
All of that is going in with that low frequency.
So yeah, we can talk about this for hours. I'm talking about cybernetics is very interesting stuff. You know?
Remember when King was bringing that lesson? We were
Yes, and I was gonna say
and that was that word.
Right,
And they
word
thought
lesson.
that everybody kept giving the definition for semantics.
Yes,
And he was like, no,
No, it's cybernetics. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's my bad, man.
Frequency.
I probably was doing the camera. But see, but back to space. You want to say something?
Yeah, it says the study of wave phenomena.
Wave phenomena. Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah, phenomenon, right? Meaning that, like, you know, it just happens. It's calculated. When it looks perfectly, y'all, that's calculations.
Yeah.
That is a creator that creates something that, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
Yeah, there was a video that he played during that lesson, like the different shapes that are
yes.
forming
Yes.
on the.
We looked at water the whole nine.
Yeah.
It was excellent.
It seems like it was going like a.
Yes.
I was just.
Oh, it was excellent. It was excellent. Yeah.
And that knowledge isn't anything new.
Right. No.
They got that knowledge from ancient Africans.
Yes.
There was a guy, I can't remember his name, he actually went to this African tribe and he asked them to teach them what they were doing. They couldn't teach and he had to go through a ritual to do that. So it's not this stuff. We think it's all modern and stuff, but it's all ancient knowledge.
Yes.
That was lost and now they're rediscovering it and now it's really not rediscovering, they just finding it from
They just found it out, that's why we move different, y'all. Once again, we go down. We're gonna talk about heart, but man, I'll tell you, we go down. That's why we move different. We move different. You know what I mean? We to a rhythm or to something like that. We just to them that looks different for them, right? I mean, for us, you know, we're on beat with it. We're out seeing it, you know. Like it looks like to them it's a phenomenon, you know. All right. So yes, that's this stuff, y'all. Ooh, we're gonna talk about this more. All right, themselves unawares. Well, that makes sense. Willingly, wisdom. All right, we have people that were coming up with different definitions on the paleo definition. I don't remember everybody's. I mean, I don't remember everybody. So, but keep it in mind whatever this you came up with. Okay. All right. Then we looked at the question. of two that we're gonna deal with, right? Does Yirmiyahu 17:9 now mean matter of the heart with your brother don't matter? Because everybody a lot of times answers Jeremiah 17:9 as if it's like a cop out to not deal with your brother or sister no more. A lot of times. It just is. We want to read it again, so I didn't get it. And I think start a couple verses up. I want to say like maybe a 7 and then read the verse after. That's what we did.
I'll read it.
Bear with me.
The heart is crooked above all.
Can you do me a favor? Can you start at 7, please?
Oh, 7?
Or was it 6, Aaliyah, that we started? I forgot. I ain't looking at it. So was it 6 or 7? Let's start. Yeah, we have a 7.
That
Right.
was 17.
7. Yeah, please start at 7.
The blessed is
Yes.
the family.
Thank you.
Blessed is the man who trusts in Yahuwah and whose trust is Yahuwah. And he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spread out its roots by the river, and does not see when heat comes. And his leaf shall be green, and in the year of drought he is not anxious, nor does he cease from yielding fruit.
That's a lot
Verse
right there.
9.
Go ahead, please.
The heart is crooked above all, and
Mhm.
desperately sick.
Mm-hmm.
Who shall know it? I, Yahuwah, search the heart. I try the kidneys and give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds.
That's good. And that was 10, right? That was always 10. Thank you. So that was one that we were looking at. A lot of people like to utilize this now. We're gonna look at that. We'll look at that question. The second was how necessary is it to have a heart of servitude, right? Because it's one thing just having a heart just to consider your family. Then it's another thing to say, all right, what am I gonna do about it? Because it ain't just about thinking. It's about action at some point, right? All right. So we already looked at the first one. It was. Okay, we'll see. We'll work out. Oh man, I had a whole lot of stuff. Anyway, all right. So first verse was done. So let's go ahead and get Romans 12:9-14. While y'all getting that, do me a favor, Matt. Do a BRB real quick.
Be right back.
Okay.
Give me a second, y'all. Bear with me. 'Cause I know what I did with them. Man, I had. Oh, there we go. Alright. Wait. Oh, no, not yet. Hold on. Let me say it. No. Did you see that? No. So let's do this. Hold on. That's the one I want.
What's going on? Where's all the crap at?
Yeah. Ain't no way it ain't moving. Alright. Cause I said something like this. That's what I was trying to say. Alright? This happens, man. I already gave y'all one. Alright. So obviously you got the first one. Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to that one, but then we'll get to the other one. Alright, so let's go ahead and get somebody to read. Got a text to read loud and clear.
Let love be without discommunication.
Jump right. There you go.
Abhor that which is evil. Cleave to that which is good. Be friendly, affection one to another with brotherly love. In honor, prefer one another, not slothful in business. Fervent in the ruach, serving
You got it. You said it right the first time.
to
Distribute.
the necessity of the clergy, given to hospitality. Bless them which persecute you. Bless and curse not.
Interesting. Bless and curse not. Let's look at a couple things. We're looking at whether or not we should deal with our brother, even though he may or may not have a good heart. It says, be kindly affectionate. I didn't write that. One to another. With what kind of love? Sisterly love. Brotherly love. In honor, preferring one another. Then it gives you a whole bunch of examples. Obviously, you would serve the Most High-Yah. We know that. Folks rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continually instant in prayer. This is why it's good. Now, my words you see right here. It's why it's good to remember this by God. Know what they're going through. Know how to pray for them. Preferring them. It is what it is. I love my family members, but I know y'all in this walk. I don't prefer y'all in my prayers even. It's what it is. Their priority is well, it may be somewhere. But it is what it is. I know y'all are going through what y'all are going through as you're in this walk. Especially if, we know the deal. If you're in this walk, and it can be difficult. But you know you're doing something right when it's difficult. That's how the scriptures bear it out. You're doing something right when it's difficult. So of course I'm going to be instant in prayer for those who do the right thing. Who look at themselves as being, who looks at the Most High's laws that are not being done away with, and being the co-descendant that they've been called to. So that was one.
During Tehilliym next time, we were talking at the end about like how we have the tendency to treat our boss better than our husbands.
Yeah.
Right, and how like if the boss calls us and tell us, hey, come at 5 a.m. to you're like,
You come about your head, boy. Wake up.
And the husband asks for coffee, you're like, come get your own coffee.
Yeah.
No, we're just talking about like how we just like, how we just not thinking.
It's funny, we all
In the
talking
way
about
the
that.
brotherly love.
Did you tell them?
Yeah, so we was upstairs, we were talking about the children doing that to the parents. How they would be sitting down and they'll be their friends, it'll be the coaches, it'll be like the instructors or something, and they'll be quick to like try to do good for them. Like, because if it's a coach, they're trying to make it to a certain team. Right? They want to be on A team or they want to be first string, so they're trying to do so much for that. If it's a person at their job, then what they're trying to do, they're trying to show them like, hey, I can be promoted, or I'm a good worker. Or now you got people that are coming in from out of town and they tell you, hey, y'all gotta be on y'all best behavior.
Right.
What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta act like you working and stuff. All of a sudden you sweeping stuff and stuff you ain't never did before. Hey, how y'all doing? Your clothes are extra crisp, ain't never been like that. Like that's how it is. So we have children that do the same thing. We was talking about that. Like, why is it that you don't show love to a person that is there when you're sick, is there when they're trying to help you out when you're hungry, or is willing to go and do something your boss won't do half, not even a tenth of the stuff. He may show you like buy some cookies or hey, look, you can have lunch for another half an hour longer. Oh, he really likes me.
I had to literally get that out of my head. First time you see it, it's like, man, do I act like that? Probably. When you think of it, probably. So you got to actively work on it and make sure that you prefer people around you versus just this other that's coming in and hey, no. That's probably one of the fakest attributes you have. Come on, baby. All right. So what was another? This is review.
Matthew 5.
Said Matthew 5.
Matthew 5. Was it 10?
Oh, you said Matthew 5 what?
38.
I said 38.
38.
38 to 48. That's what I'm talking about. We're about to start crying. But we got more to go before I start crying. All right, somebody go ahead and get it. Matthew 5. 38 through 48. You already read it. But I get you later on.
I'll take this one.
Go for it. I got you. Go.
Go ahead, Owen.
Okay.
Mac right there. Go ahead, go.
Mac, okay.
You have heard that it has been said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you that ye resist no evil. But whosoever shall smite you on your right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if any man will sue you at judgment, and take away your coat, let him have your cloak also. And whosoever shall compel you to go a mile, to go with him too, give to him that ask of you, and from him that will borrow of you turn not away. Ye have heard that it has been said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you.
Pause real quick. What does that say, y'all? Bless them that curse you and do good to them. But you know, they got a bad heart though. Who knows it? It doesn't matter. The Most High gotta tell us just like it is. No, excuse me. Yeah, right. Tell us like it is. Man. Okay.
What they supposed to be doing, man? Follow it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, man.
And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he makes his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? And if ye salute your brethren, only what did ye more than others? Do not even the publicans. So be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Loud and clear, y'all. Y'all comment on it. If y'all want to start at the beginning, go ahead. Y'all already see my highlights, so y'all know the deal.
Now, for me, when I read this, and I'm reading it right now, one of the things that stood out to me was the fact that it's telling you, we just read Romans, right? And it said, prefer one another, right? In this scripture, it's not telling you to prefer to be with your enemy. It's just telling you to pray for them.
That's it.
To not hate them,
No,
how to
that's it,
deal
yeah.
with them.
That's it.
So that doesn't mean that you're going to want to come in that person's company like this.
Yeah.
But if you are to be in their company, for whatever reason, if you needed a coat,
Right.
if you needed, whatever, then you're not going to turn your back on him just because of something that he said to you or has done, to you. So that's what stood out to me. It's kind of like how people say the Messiah hung out with criminals and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But this is partially true. Hanging out and ministering to someone are two different things.
Yes, there you go. Two different things.
Preferring to be with people that are clubbing versus being with people that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I see when I read this. How it can kind of be
That's a pretty good
twisted
one. Yeah.
to where somebody says, see.
Yeah,
This is
boy.
what you're supposed to do. You're supposed
Yeah.
to kick it with me no matter if I'm sinning or not.
Right.
And it's like, wait, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say I kick it with you.
Right.
It says that this is how I'm supposed to do it.
If you're in need,
If you're in
I can help
need,
you.
I'll help you.
That's good.
So this is the people, the enemy are doing evil.
So yeah. So from what I see from it, yes, we're still dealing with our people, but what people are gonna get is the second part, right?
The brethren part.
Yeah, the brother part. Because, all right, I'm glad you brought that up. What do you see when you look at that? Other people?
No, I know
Ours, yeah, that's what I see too. I see a little bit of both. Oh no, yeah, okay, you see both?
That's who won the public.
There you go.
Were Hebrews.
Yeah, they were Hebrews.
Because Rome always got
Us to do the dirty work a lot of
Collect
times.
the
Right. Then you can find that in Maccabees and all that. What is what to go do? And still do it. Still do it.
Yeah,
The CDC got that about it.
You always gotta think about who's the audience.
Exactly.
People think, in organized Christianity, they would think that this was a mixed multitude. I don't think it was. He was talking to he was talking to groups,
Yes.
telling them how to treat each other.
Yeah, and it talks about how it's the part where it says that you salute your brethren only.
Yeah.
So
That's about it.
yeah, that's the part. So I'm thinking that the entirety of it is dealing with your brothers. And the thing is that even if that brother has done whatever, or sister has done whatever that they have to you, where you love them, which love you. So why are you only when you're around people, your own people, you're only dealing with the people that love you? Why? You know what I'm saying? People do like you're not exercising your ruach, if you will, in a righteous way, right? To be able to let something roll off. You've even brought up the scripture, I don't know how many times, dealing with it's the glory of right, for transgression to pass over. Yeah, it's a huge aspect to it.
It is the glory of man for transgression to pass over.
So you know that he's still talking script. That's what Michelle is talking. And then it's like, but when we out and about, and we all got to work our jobs, we got to be around these Romans, we got to be around these United Statesmen, or whatever. I'm gonna come to all y'all outside of my nation. I can salute them. I ain't gotta be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because you probably got some rules that cutting eyes. You know, if you do it, I get it. I get it. You know, I just, nah, man, I can't walk around like that. For me, I can't walk around that. I have no problem expressing truth. If any of them heathens ask me, I feel like Mr. Hebrew. if any of them ask me, you know what I'm saying? Then we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk truth. And then after that, I'm gonna have a big smile on my face.
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
Like they could have asked me, I'm just chilling, enjoying my dinner or it was a lunch, and or they asked me about Christmas. So by the end of it, I was reading out loud in the child hall, Jeremiah 10.
Yes.
And
talking about that Christmas.
You would think that based on today's culture, I would have called into somebody's office somewhere. Told them not to do that. Nobody said that.
Right, because you just read Bible.
Yeah.
You read script. Ain't got nothing to do with me.
Because he said, be at peace with all men.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So does it say like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But it was like, it goes on the fact of like, if something happens to one of our children, right? They're at a playground or at like some eventful place, and like, just say some non-melanated person says something to him. Move! Something like that. Push him out the way. And then what do we tell our child? Is that just one ignorant person, or do we say, oh, that's all of them. That's how they all act. They ain't gonna ever respect you.
Yeah.
And that's true. That's true. Because Mashiach is always elevating.
Always.
Always bringing to another level. And so he's telling you, yes, be at peace, be good with your brother. And of course, like it's common sense.
Right.
But now it's like, well, how about the publicans? How about the others? And so, or the heathens, yeah. So it's like, to me, when I see that, it's like, oh my goodness. Like, you're supposed to be you and representing who is your father, that it's your brother or not.
And not only that, as well, you can see where it says, talking about the brethren and the publicans, or like what Vicky was bringing up about the publicans being Hebrews. You have to understand that even amongst us, we don't all consider each other to be brethren. So I think that what we were looking at here is the fact that he's saying, I know that you don't consider that one to be your brother because maybe he didn't come up with you, or he's from this place. Maybe he's still Judah, but he's from this place. He ain't been actively living out the life, whatever. And you don't consider them to be brethren. One of the things that somebody asked me one time when we first came into the truth, it was a non-melanated person, and she said to me, why do y'all call each other brother and sister? She asked me this. And at the time I was like, I don't know, that's just something that we do. I had to study it out when I first came into the truth. And I said, that's just what we do. And she was like, well, but we don't do that. She was like, when I see a random non-melanated person walking, I don't say, hi sis, shalom sis. She's like, I don't know her. She's not part of my family. But us, it's natural to walk past and be like, hey sis, even when you're not, even before I was in the truth, you would be like, hey sis, or hey brother, excuse me brother. You know, like we talk like this to each other. So I could see how that audience would make sense to him. You know, because he's being like your brother. Like, of course, the people you kick it with is your brother. But what about the one that
you don't kick it with?
You don't.
They're still of the house
of Judah, whoever. Yeah.
I'm just on that. I think it's on time too.
When you think about this, when you think about the prophecies, Mashiach knew that we would be scattered. He knew that temple would be destroyed. He knew it would be scattered. So I see this as an attempt, a last-ditch attempt for him to try to cement that into his people's minds. That you are going to be scattered. We're going to be in different ideologies. And you still got to think of yourself as brothers and sisters. Because you are brothers and sisters. Naturally, by blood. So, I mean, this is what the Most High has shown me. This wasn't, translating slave trade wasn't no surprise to the Most High. He knew our Mashiach. He knew we were going to be in this situation. So when we look back on this and once we realize who he's talking to, and not share that religious dogma that we've been brought up in, and realize he was talking to specific people. And this still applies today to those same people. We are to treat each other like brothers and sisters.
Absolutely. No
matter who they are or what they're in. If they're Kemet, treat them like a brother. If they're in Islam, treat them like a brother.
Because I still will look at you like a bro.
Regardless that you don't know.
What is blood?
But it's still, because that's what I look at.
It reminds me, when I was deployed, my last deployment, I had a situation where I was sitting and chopping it up with this dude from New York. And something happened where he was a cop security force. And the Edomite security force members, they wanted to play some sort of prank, something with his food. They didn't poison it or nothing. But they did something where they hid something or took it. And then, so they like, don't tell him who took it. And so he comes up like, hey, that's my muffin. I think it was a muffin or something. Trying to spit out told them. They did it. And they looked at me like, bro, I ain't with you. I looked at them like, look, I'm not gonna side with you to have your people because you don't give a damn about me, no. Like, I side with him, because me and him, before that point, we had already talked. He was still a staunch Christian, but we agreed on a lot of points in scripture. So I was like, okay, so I already had a sense of who he was. I was like, when that situation came up, I was like, with him. Like, who did it? I was pointing right to the Edomite woman. Like, ooh, so tiny itty white woman, so it looks to kill. I probably would have been dead. Don't be yourself. Yeah, I act like teenagers. That's what you got.
That I care about is this. Our people, when we were amongst the Philistines, because the word says we're the land of your captivity amongst your enemies.
Right.
And, I think about our ancestors because I have this thought, and I'm like, okay, so our ancestors were with the Philistines. I don't think they were there. I can always be kind to people. I will never be kind unless you're close to war.
Of course.
If it's, I'm never gonna. But I've been thinking about that lately because for me, I have to separate myself. I was so close to everybody. I have to come out and separate myself from them. It says be separate. And I think about our ancestors with the Philistines. They weren't hanging out playing.
No.
They were their enemies. And we're in the same position right now.
Yeah.
And I thought about this yesterday. I was like, talking to y'all, our people don't realize that we're captive right now. We might be walking around free, but we're actually captive. We're in the same.
Free range cattle.
So that's even you're right. We can't profane the name of the Most High because we're His representatives. So we can't be cruel to other people. We just can't do it.
Yeah.
And basically, we were in a better position years ago than we are now. Because even during slavery, and right after slavery, after emancipation, the only people we had to depend on was us. I was a witness to that type of brotherhood.
Right.
Where I grew up.
Yes.
I mean,
segregation, you had a chance to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, where we had nobody, depend on ourselves. Like, that was the situation.
Hey, you need plumbing done?
Right.
Jump road.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
talk to the jump road and
Yeah, for a month.
my grandfather's brother, they helped in the community. Everybody helped them build their own house.
Right.
They built each other's houses.
Yes.
We know what we can say is we might not know if it's talking about all nations, right? But we know what it's not talking about.
Yeah, we know
We
it's
know
not
it ain't
talking-
talking
we deal with
about
brothers.
the Klansmen.
No.
Have hung your child and you say, I forgive you, bless you. This is not the script for that.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm keeping it very simple. It says salute. Like, it ain't so much. It's just salute, you guys.
Hello.
It's like,
Yeah. It don't even say shalom.
Yeah.
It says,
Because once again, we're still working on this.
Yes.
We gotta get this right. You gotta be we even read it. I think we read it earlier, especially dealing with it. Somebody read it before.
The heart is deceitful.
Was that Ezekiel? Was that Ezekiel when it talks about when you get the new ruach? And it talks about your heart. How you don't want to deal with a heart of stone. That's Ezekiel 36 you brought out. Not with a heart of stone, but a heart of what?
flesh.
There you go. And that's in Ezekiel.
Yeah.
That's in the Old Testament.
That's the Old Testament.
Yeah, Pete.
I personally think that he's teaching us how to be royal, right? It's a lesson in royalty and long suffering. Because everything, if you read it, it kind of like how I see it is everything that Jewish did, right? And if you salute your brethren only, whether you more than others, right? So when he tells Tehilliym, he says to go out, spread the gospel to everyone, right? He says you go to everybody here, right? He said go out.
Right. Because you're going to be a light.
Yeah.
You ain't going to be a light I can't just only narrow it just to this. You're going to be a light to the world, yeah? Like, yes, the world is going to be us. I'm not taking that part away, but you are literally going to be also a light to the world, right? To the other world.
So what if Yahuwah just said, hey, I'm one of the blessed people who didn't believe in it. The rest of us who didn't understand who he was at the time, we never have a chance. Because he only focused on those people who got it right.
That's good. That's good. This is good. It's always always gonna be to Yahweh first. Like, and even if it's a Gentile, like it's still gonna probably be open just to Yahweh. That's just don't know what's going. You know. All right, good stuff. Somebody already pulled out another script. We're gonna try to get to this today. We're gonna get to this. Somebody said back Yahweh 18, right?
I had said 18, but I know that we had only gone to 18 because we were saying the difference between a transgression and an ought. So that's the reason why. So that was me that said 18. But I do have one though.
Oh, another one?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's the other one?
It was Deuteronomy 32, and we started at 34. Or 35. Well, it was 35.
This is getting it into your mind. Y'all, I don't know, man. A lot of times, you do this stuff, man. We people forget. We ain't trying to do that no more. It's the same thing we try to come into the new year. Alright. So, yeah, we just dealt with that 35. It's a party now. It's a party. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it, let me get you to get a few of these actually, if you don't mind. Or
Yep.
introduce you up next, please.
Alright.
Yeah, right, rank 32, hit 35, it's on the screen, but never mind. Tell them. No, I'm talking about Tehilliym, it's on the screen.
Oh, yeah. There you go. To people on vengeance and recompense, their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste.
There you go. See? Because no matter what, even if we have both frames of thoughts, never forget what is going to happen. Vengeance is going to start. It's happening. It's whose vengeance? God's vengeance. And believe, I can't, we got our little, we got our couple bullets in our pocket. But we ain't got, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got what both I got. One way he didn't down.
He's a sharpshooter.
Yes.
Completely. You don't miss.
Yeah, we're talking about this part.
The intended target is going to be hit.
That's right.
You know, my mom used to say it all the time. She used to say, like, let's just say somebody got away with something. She used to say, that's all right. Like, that was always her thing. She would be like, that's okay. The Lord saw it, is what she would say.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's okay. Like, don't worry about
let's
it.
keep it 1,000. Y'all, if y'all done something to somebody, could then bang something happen to you.
Yeah.
That would be, I've jumped around my cousins.
Yes.
And weird stuff, man. Like flat time, like the next day, or I'm serious, like weird. I was like, wow.
And you know where it came from.
Absolutely.
You don't know what has happened to me. I shouldn't have said that yesterday.
Nah, I shouldn't have. Yeah. So that's one. So there's another one in Deuteronomy. I'm only gonna say this because we're trying to get through. So when I say we want to get there. There's another one in Deuteronomy. Yeah. And you got it? Go ahead.
You shall stand abroad, and the man to whom you lend shall bring out the pledge abroad unto me. And if the man before you shall not speak of his pledge. In any case you shall deliver him the pledge again, when the sun goes down, that he may sleep in his own raiment, and bless him, and it shall be righteousness unto you before Yahuwah Elohim.
Thank you. I tell you, these scriptures deal with money so much, it's ridiculous. Yeah. So obviously you'd be like, what's that got to do with the heart? Right? Nah, listen. So stand abroad is talking about what a man who lends, to whom you lend, what shall bring out the pledge abroad unto you. So don't run up on somebody. Talking about they owe you your pledge, they owe you some the pledge that you gave them. No, man, give that person some room. You feel me? Like,
Give me what I want.
give them an opportunity to get that pledge back to you. That's what I talk about in that content. Give that person an opportunity. Stand abroad. Just, you know, they'll get it to you, right? And the other aspect of it is as the man before. Don't sleep with the pledge. Don't just say something. Don't take something that person was using as security and then just blatantly just keep it. No, in any case, deliver that pledge to that person when the sun goes down, so that he can sleep in his own rain, so they can have something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they can have something. Take care of it. Because you don't know what their situation could be like. Take care of your brothers and your sisters. Take care of them, man.
So you saying like if say like you said you was gonna give me something.
Right.
Right? And I act a certain kind of way towards you.
I know, this happens. I'm telling y'all, the Torah is dealing with exactly what happens in a lot of people's heart. You hit it on the nose. Go ahead.
So if I act a certain kind of way towards you, do you now take away what you said that you was gonna give me?
I could run up on you. You said you was gonna hold me that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so if you give me something, you say you're gonna give me something, but I don't take it yet because you haven't given it to me. Like if I owed you money, right? Or not even owe you money. I said I'm gonna let you borrow $15.
Yeah.
On Friday. But it was Monday that you asked. And throughout that day you didn't call me or nothing. Then when I called you got an attitude because you mad because you don't have $15 yet.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
But the way that you acted, I ain't giving you nothing.
You're right. It could be that case too.
Could it be something?
It could be. No, I'm serious. That sounds like a good one too. You flip with that kind of situation.
That's how we do it. When people do stuff like that, be like, well, the way you acting, I don't even think I want you to hold $1.
Yeah, no.
I don't want you to hold nothing.
People do
You're
that.
like, well, forget it then. You ain't gonna get nothing.
But yeah. And I don't know why they use the word slaves because it's talking about like I'm looking up in the Hebrew and it's like security or something like that.
Maybe it's like something, for instance, you know how they had to give like certain things that maybe that they owed, like for, you know how we used to give like a certain percentage, or maybe you covered something for somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's just say we have something here, we have Sukkot.
Right,
And I decided I covered the bill for
right.
somebody, right? And you're supposed to pay me back.
Right, somebody's supposed to pay, because a lot of people pay, but a lot of times you do that to pay up front.
Right.
And then you know, you need to pay back, that way we can cover that, right? So
Yes.
yes, you absolutely get
So that would be something that would be
kind of wait for that pledge to come on in. Don't just be running up on somebody.
Right.
Of course, as we get close to the time, I ain't gonna be running up on y'all. Scratch that, but I will be. You know, I'm joking.
But give them an opportunity, and if they didn't have it, let's just say they're feeling a hard time in
Come on down
between that
the scope.
time.
Come on down the scope. We ain't tripping.
No.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather you keep the statues, bro.
And this is not talking about, and again, like, these scriptures are not used to abuse. Like, we have to understand that this stuff is done in righteousness.
Oh, my goodness.
We're not talking about the abusive person that's a habitual
right, that's the other part.
Borrower and never give back.
Because there's scriptures for that too.
Right.
You ain't supposed to just borrow. Right.
Let's be clear.
Right, absolutely. This is for the person that's working hard, just don't, they try to do their best or whatever. Yeah, they may have been a little off, but they may just been their situation because they going through a hard time. Like, it could just be. It could just be, man.
And, you know, I'm dealing with somebody in my family now who, he's from my last nerve. Because, you know, he is sick. He can't work. And, you know, he's in pretty bad shape.
Right.
But, the thing is that, you know, the thing is that before he got in this situation, I would never heard from him.
Oh, yeah.
Too much longer.
And then all of a sudden he come out of the woodwork like, hey fam.
Oh yeah.
So, I help him out and stuff. So, you know, when he doing good, you know, it's like, when he doing good, I'm here for him. When he start, you know, he needs some, hey fam, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah. he wanted some food. And so I said, well, I can bring you some, I said, I can bring you some, our freezer. Well, I was thinking if you could go get me off my, okay, that's it.
See, now, see, yeah.
I said, well, you know.
You ain't hungry.
Nah, we ain't. You hungry?
Yeah.
Y'all you hungry, you gonna eat.
You gonna eat. But it's like, okay, so I told my husband, I was like, I know what kind of condition he's in, and I know the situation he's in. I said, but I'm not gonna be jumping at his every beck and call. I said, if I see that he really needs something, I'm gonna give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna be jumping at his every beck and call because he see me as a good thing.
Right.
Oh, shivering. I know she did it for me.
Right.
But, and I thought about this, it says, do not help. That's it, on wicked person.
Oh, yeah, Sarah, thought, yeah.
Don't enable them.
Yeah.
So, sometimes he and that, you know what, I gotta pray. Yeah, please help my spirit, because he's really getting on my last nerve.
Yeah.
And like, he know when I'm on Facebook. He watches me see when I come on Facebook. I get this little message pop up. And so maybe I just been ignoring it.
I know.
But I'm like, the audacity. You're not supposed to be using me.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
I mean, that can go both ways, especially when we have to look at that person too and understand that person's situation. I understand the situation, but I understand that he's in that situation because of himself. And he wants somebody, to smooth out the bumps for him. But, I can't be that person no more.
That's what we have to do. We talk about it in sloth and slack. I'll tell you what time. Somebody already pulled out Matthew out way team. I'll just go ahead and read it. We only got 17. It says, moreover, brother shall trespass against you. If your brother shall trespass against you, go and tell him this fault between you and him alone. What's the first sin? Face to face. Make it happen. Alright? Yes. No test is what's good. He shall hear you, you gain your brother. And if your brother will not hear you, then you take one or two more. Alright? And not to a witness and the word may be exact. And if he shall neglect to hear them, you will call out assembly. And if he neglects to hear the called out assembly, let him be unto you as a heathen. Heathen man in the public. Alright? We talk about this on ad nauseam, so we don't get it. Okay?
Yeah.
There was not an issue.
Oh, I messed up. Alright, never mind. It already showed us. That showed us. Alright. Say it again.
There was no initially 20.
There is one. There's like 20. Yeah, just a little bit on the front. You'll get that. Yeah. Alright. Well, usually the head goes down by accident. That's usually how it goes. I mean, you're old. Stop it. It was too much. I'm joking. I didn't even say that. I'll ask you.
Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such one in the rock of meekness. Considering yourself, lest you also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the Torah of Mashiach. For if a man thinks himself to be something, and he is nothing, he deceives himself. But let
what now?
Every man
shall do bear what?
his own burden.
Their own burden. You gotta work this is why you have to do. Hey, baby, cups. I don't know. Alright, so you have to deal with these scriptures, Joseph. I'm telling you, you gotta do it. Then you just not said it. You have to work out your salvation with fear. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Y'all know this. So yes, once again. Every man shall bear his own burden. All right, thank you, please. Oh, wait. Go ahead.
You know this says the Torah.
Yeah, of the Mashiach. Yeah. Oh, he is the word.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
I'm glad you are. You look at it before, like the law of Moshe, the law of Levi and Aaron.
Oh, of course.
But literally telling you, like, who this law belongs to.
Yes. Yes. Please.
Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teaches in all good things.
So basically, one who's taught in the word, right, to communicate unto him that teaches in all good things. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you? The ending, the last sentence. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teaches in all good things.
I mean, for me, I would say that would be consulting the Most High or Mashiach. Like going back to what Mashiach taught, because he taught all good things. So if you're gonna be taught in the word, you're gonna communicate unto him that teaches in all good things. So wouldn't that be like constant communication with? I mean, that's all I could think of.
Yeah, that's all top. Go ahead.
I don't know, like elders and high priests.
That's why I was going to council. I was going to council. Yeah, that's why I was there. But when I talk about council, I'm talking about elders. Like, as you know, because you have an interesting experience, when you deal with elders, like you say, in Israel, elders was a big thing. You know, like, of course, the older, you know what I'm saying, but that ain't even anyway. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, elders who would talk, you know, after they're raised up and all that. So that's why I was looking. I didn't know that you asked.
No, that's something I was looking at. It's either going to go from what Maisha said, or even to go over the elders. And then they're the ones who teaches, you know, the young ones, all the good things that go on. They're the ones who lead, and they're able to follow that. And then that way we're able to figure out our own salvation. Well, not figure out our own salvation, but at least handle our own burdens by listening and taking a good ear to the elders. That's what I'm
All right. Any of that, please,
Be not deceived. Yah is not mocked. For whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. For he that sows to his flesh shall reap of the flesh, but he that sows to the Ruach shall reap of the Ruach, reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially them who are of the household of belief.
Y'all not mocked. Don't even get it twisted. You think you're gonna get something away and get over on the Most High? You think you just treat your brother any kind of way in your heart? That's just gonna be I can prove my point in heaven when I get up there.
And then talk trash about it, being like, well, see, if the Most High had a problem with me, then wouldn't he? And so that's an offer. Like, you know you did something foul, but you're not getting punished in that very moment.
Yes.
So now, so you're mocking.
That you're never gonna die.
That's right. Okay.
I mean, people really, I think we look at sometimes, not all of us, I think sometimes we look at what Adam did, Adam did, and we just kind of let it, you know, just, Nah, who thinks that we different from them? Who thinks we actually ain't gonna be like, oh, no, Most High ain't there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, just.
You think we gonna get over?
It's the friends you gave me. It's the friends you gave me. It's the
I
husband.
can change mine.
Yeah.
Somehow.
You gonna barter with the Most High?
Yeah.
Can I give you Psalm 37 real quick?
Go ahead.
Rest in Yahuwah and wait patiently for him. Fret not yourself because him will prosper in his ways. Because of the man who brings wisdom right to the path. Choose some anger and forsake wrath. Fret not yourself and be wise and be evil. The evildoers shall be cut off. For those that wait upon Yahuwah, they shall inherit the earth. So yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, you shall diligently consider his place, it shall not be. So it kind of depends on the right? Hey, about it not being mocked.
Yeah.
But, I'm walking through it right now.
Yeah. Anyway.
You think you get away with this is the third? Hey,
I'm sorry.
Alright, so that was, y'all got all of the answers I think. We didn't touch.
No, we didn't. You said that.
Alright, somebody pulled up. Somebody did already say Mishlei 2022. So go ahead. Lily, my favorite. Maisha, yes, Maisha. C2 play. Yes. Y'all gotta forgive me, I didn't get that one right.
Say not, I will recompense evil, but wait on Yahuwah, and ye shall save me.
That's right. Something that we've already said, but it bears repeating, just in a different verse. Say it one more time, please.
Say not, I will recompense evil, but wait on Yahuwah, and he will save you.
Hallelujah. Yeah. Alright. So then we had the second one that we deal with. Are you looking at conditional relationships? No, it wasn't the second one yet, but we were getting there. There's a review for this part. Anybody remembers? And if not, we'll go ahead and get to it.
There was something about, it was not the script about the hindering of the prayers, the way you treat your wife.
Where is it at? I don't even care if you just remember the book, at least. It's in the end. Oh, yeah.
Lucas. It's not Lucas. Hebrews.
Proverbs. Verse 9.
Okay. You got it with no stroke?
Yeah.
Oh, you better start sweating.
It was you, Peter.
Yeah.
Oh, Marcus.
Talk about some,
It was Peter 3:7.
That's right. So somebody already ordered my this lady for that. Now go ahead and get it.
Okay.
That's right. No.
He that turns away his ear from hearing the Torah, even his prayer shall be abomination.
That's right. He that turns away his ear from the Torah, even his prayers is an abomination. It's really big. So now we're talking about the relationship with the Most High, the Word, His Word, right? He's speaking to you. This is a part of it. Then we y'all never remember the Hebrew Rishon. 3 and 7. I Peter, you got
We
me?
need a man to read that.
You see it or no? I can go you.
Likewise,
Let me get you in a second, please. You know that. Go ahead. Yeah?
likewise, you men dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the woman as unto the weaker vessel, and as heirs together of grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
So your prayers will be. Now we got a relationship in your own, your relationship with your spouse, right? Making sure, and then that's plenty for the woman. There's too much in Ciroc, and we already know
This is a double block.
I even think we talked about it, y'all, last week, so we know the deal when it comes to that side. But men also need to understand that, like, hey, we're trying to get our prayers answered, okay? That shouldn't be for that only, and that's the other aspect of this, right? Honestly, you should just do it because you just.
You love your wife.
You should do it because it's good character. That's the other thing that we don't really talk about a lot. We just don't talk about just you just having good character.
Yeah.
Just have the character, you know what I'm saying? Like, be that because that's you now, right? When you talk about being renewed in your mind, what's it, I'm a new creature. Y'all know the Romans 12, right? I think it is. Yeah. You know, holy and all. So, yeah, just be it because that's you. Now, of course, Most High gives you some added benefits. Hallelujah. You don't want your prayers being hindered. Right? No, that's great. I get the added benefits.
That's extra encouragement.
Yeah, exactly. And hallelujah for that. It's just, I've noticed that in my prayers a lot of times when I just thank him for being him. That, man, right now, I think, you know, we thank Most High, we do our part, the first part right now, prayers on personal time. But a lot of times, just thank him just for being him. Like, you know, saying, the person is saying, like, thank you for being this, for being that, for being that. I'm just like, man, thank you for being you, Most High. Like, I mean, just you alone, without even giving anything to you. You know, you're beautiful and you're awesome without all of that, right? So, that's honor to the Most High, in my opinion.
And the part of that that says, well, let them according to knowledge. I think that right there is such a powerful part of that verse. When I was thinking, this is amazing how the Most High works. I was thinking about that particular verse. I've been thinking about it for quite a while, a couple of weeks, and what brought to mind was Abraham and Sarah.
Okay.
They were actually sister and brother. So they knew each other very well.
Yeah.
Even before they were married. So, and you think when they went down to Egypt, and the king saw how they interacted with each other. He knew it immediately that they were not just brothers and sisters, they were husband and wife. So, when you think about this, and in where it is, when a man took a wife, he was not to go out to war for a whole year.
Right, a whole year.
He
That's
was
right.
supposed
To the law.
to take that year to
Had
get to know his wife.
Of course.
So that tells me when it says dwell with them according to knowledge. So you mean to tell me it's not all about you and what you want? You have to learn your wife just like she has to learn you.
Yeah, and the scripture talks about them being like you wouldn't do anything against your own body.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't do it. Right.
And I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody else. Don't take it. But I'm just saying. When we think about the marriage between a man and a woman, we also think about the marriage between Yah and his people. He dwelt with them according to knowledge. He knew us. He said, only you I have known.
Right, only you. Yeah, whatever I know.
What did he do? He actually, I always say in Egypt, it was like he was like a suitor flexing for his bride. Look what I can do. You need see what I can do. I can do this for you. And he was doing things that his bride needed, wanted.
Oh yeah.
Getting to know his bride and letting the bride getting to know him.
Right.
What we see in the scripture, how the Most High interacted with Israel is the same way he expects to interact with your bride. Your bride should see you as, that's my man. See what you can do? That's what you do. That's the way he wanted. That's what he wanted Israel to do. He said, this is our power. See what our power can do? There's no power like our power.
Yeah.
I love my power. So, it's just.
I I'll do anything to stay in line with my power.
Yeah, right. Because look, you're right.
Yeah.
The way it was originally set up, the wife received from her husband.
That's right.
So, not only she received protection, provision,
Yes, absolutely.
all that stuff.
She listened.
Plus, if he, like you said, if he's in order with the Most High, he's going to receive from the Most High, and she's going to receive. You don't think Sarah learned something from Abraham?
Oh, she did.
She learned from Abraham because Abraham was connected to the Most High. So not only that, but he lived with her according to knowledge. I think that was why it's so important back then that they chose wives from their family members that were close to them because it was according to knowledge.
Yeah.
I know she got to get that, so.
Right, and I mean also the lineage, right? They didn't want to marry outside, so that's the people that they had.
We have to learn to transfer knowledge. You understand, you understand transfer knowledge from one thing to another. What we see in Genesis should carry over in our own lives, in our marriage, because I'm married too, in our marriage lives, because that was a husband-wife relationship.
Another one more. Alright. And then we had another one.
It was Marcus.
Yeah. That's good. I'll take that because I know we're trying to. Marcus 11. You got it. 20, was it 25 through 26? Alright. Go ahead, Monami, please.
And when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your transgressions. But if you do not forgive, neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive your transgressions.
I know. That's one of them. So we had the relationship, like you said, with this word, our own household relationship. And then now the Most High saying, you know what? If you want to stand and you try to pray, you better forgive. Forgive if you have an ought against any. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright. So then we had this other one. Oh yeah, we already went through it. That's what we went through. Alright. Now we have the second question. There's some review on that. Anybody remember any of the verses? Alright, yeah, we're gonna roll. Alright. Hey, I'm happy that y'all got this far. I'm serious. I'm so happy that y'all got this far. It's encouraging. You know what I mean? Alright, so we got Philippians 2, 3, and 5, 3 through 5. What we talking about? Texas, go ahead.
Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind. Let each esteem others better than themselves. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Mashiach Yeshua.
Hallelujah. In the second question, I forgot to repeat it. It's dealing with a heart of servitude. Heart of servitude. Now, because we dealt with just the aspect and the philosophy of just understanding whether or not we're supposed to still deal with our brothers, in any kind of fashion. Now it's like, okay, what do we do, right? Actively doing. And it says, don't deal, let nothing be done in strife, right, or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, esteem one another better than yourself. That's the part. That's the part right there.
So please stop saying that don't do something so that you can go bragging to people and be like, yeah, I helped that sister. She was on the side of the road, or I helped that brother. He ain't had nothing to eat, and I gave him food. Like, you don't need to go and tell.
Because you wouldn't want that.
Because you wouldn't
want that. Y'all know y'all wouldn't want that being blasted about your own business. So if you don't want that, guess what?
With her, with rent. You don't need to. This is to get vainglory. This is like, what that
Yes.
mindset is, and now you're thinking that you're higher than that person. You're thinking you somebody because you're on what's the word, what we read earlier? Your chance has come for you to be able to reap something. And so you're in your reaping season of maybe something good that you did some years back, and maybe that person hasn't reached that level, and now you're looking down on them because they haven't gotten their portion.
That's it. And some people are attracted to that.
Yes.
That's the interesting part about it. Like some people groups are attracted to a person that's like this. You know what I mean? That's just kind of, they are vainglory and boasting about what it is that they do. I mean, I guess so. You know, to each their own. That's what you're attracted to. What you're attracted to.
I mean, like at work and stuff, when you ever progress report, we're taught to do that too.
Yeah.
Oh, what did you do? Did you like, did you go to the food bank? You know, you have progress report.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're kind of taught to do that from when we learn. That's just work. You know, and dealing with each other. That's good.
Even on resumes, like you can't just write a resume and say, I counseled 27 people. You gotta say I. You gotta be like, you gotta sell yourself.
Yeah.
That part.
I hate it too. Why don't you just let your ass if I volunteer? Yeah, I volunteer. Oh, that's great. Come on in. You know what
And the mind, and then it says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Mashiach and Joshua. Well, couldn't nobody do nothing for him for real.
No.
So this means that the people that can do something for you, you still, like, even if you can't get something back.
Yeah, he had to strike me.
Yeah,
If I don't watch it, you don't even understand. Good stuff.
That's the father.
That's what I mean. Y'all are nothing. Y'all can't give him nothing else.
Alright, we got another script. We'll get through it. Y'all. We got another script. Mark 10, 43, 45. Somebody going to get it? No matter. Come on, yeah, we all almost done.
But so shall it not be among you, but whosoever will be great among you shall be your minister. And whosoever of you will be the chiefest shall be the servant of all.
Hallelujah.
For even the son of Adam came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many.
Be a servant. That's all. Just be a servant. Be a servant. Very simple. Very simple. This is the time we're trying to get to it. Alright, we got Galatians 5:13. Alright. You got to go ahead and read, please.
Alright, for brethren, you have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but love and serve one another.
Love and serve one another. Yeah, I know that's talking about services, and that's a whole other subject, but this excerpt still applies anyway. Like, don't use just liberty out of nowhere just to do whatever. Nah, use this, to be, given unto whatever. Nah, love and serve. Love and serve your brothers. Love and serve it. Yeah, Mashiach came, he's died, he's given us the opportunity to live a set apart life. But don't just be stuck in one area. I think there's like strife, vainglory. Don't be stuck on any of that stuff. Serve. That's what matters. The principal thing is serving. Alright? Okay. Interesting. So we got through that. Oh, yeah. We got through that. So here's the other part of it. Just super quick. We'll get through. Alright, so here's our next one. Alright, Hebrew scholars. What you got?
That's the mem, that's the vav, and the lamed.
What you got?
So, mul or mul.
That's good. Mul. Alright, here we go. So we take a different approach here, right? We kind of want to get the word in your mind. You already saw the lettering. Now, so get the definition, right? We're going to go straight to the definition. We'll look at some of the biblical usage. Circumcised. Let oneself be circumcised. Cut off. Right? Primitive root to cut short. Curtail. Circumcised by implication, blunt. figure to destroy. That's the scary part. By circumcision, anyway, alright. Cut down, destroy, and all of that. Alright, cool. So now after looking at that, you gotta pay the They will be. What I say with the definition? What was the definition?
The definition was to destroy.
And what else?
I don't know the other one, but I do remember what.
You remember, that's good. You remember what part of it? What was the other part?
Cut down.
Cut down. What was the big thing of the first one? There you go. First time. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so what I think it is mighty joining together to control.
Okay. All right. Mighty joining together to control. Okay. Anybody else?
To come from becoming bound. From becoming bound. And to learn, or maybe because circumcision, when I think about circumcision, it's something that is you're coming from, you're doing something to signify you becoming joined or bound.
I agree.
To a covenant, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So I would say maybe to teach, possibly becoming bound to teach.
Yeah, remember it's subjective, so definitely whatever you bring out literally in my opinion from what it is that you see from the letter to the Most High-Yah.
I don't think at the moment it was just to go forward. Unless you are circumcised part, you cannot go forward.
Becoming bound to move forward.
Becoming bound to move forward.
Water moves, or the direction, because the mem is also direction. So the direction, making secure or becoming bound to move forward or to urge forward.
Cool. What you got, man?
A mighty hook. Yeah, mighty hook to control.
Mighty is to control.
A mighty joining together. To urge or staff. To go forward. Yeah, what is mighty joining together to go forward?
I'm seeing consensus until we're going forward. Okay, cool. All right. We got another one. This one I don't even. I mean, if you want to go for it, you can go for it. But
It's the ayin, the mem, the lam, and the hey. So,
say it one more time. What was your first idea? Which is not the first word you said before you did the other one. Yeah, same thing. Especially if you're dealing with the Lashwana, right? It's definitely gonna
be because remember that the ayin doesn't have a sound unless you put the vowel points on the bottom. It's a silent letter. It's like the ayin.
So it really would be.
It really is like you have to see.
Good stuff.
Yep, at the bottom it has that little T that makes an A sound.
Yep.
You see it under the ayin? And then the little two dots by the R, underneath the R makes an E sound.
Yeah.
So that's how
I'm glad somebody learned the cooling system. I appreciate that. 86190, you know what I'm saying? Foreskin, alright? Now we're dealing with uncircumcised, alright? Uncircumcised. I don't use that first word in my daily language because Profuse, but that's what I'm saying later on though. That sounds funny.
What does it mean?
Profuse. Sound like bad breath or something.
Sound like profusely?
Profuse, yeah.
Like sweat profusely?
Alright, what's uncircumcised, right? We got circumcised now, like uncircumcised. This is a lot, I mean, you know, we'll go for it. It's uncircumcised. It's a lot.
Something about the appearance for sure.
Yeah, uncircumcised.
That's yeah, the appearance of it.
See, understand. We'll let y'all stew on that. We'll let you stew.
Okay, this is about uncircumcised. Do you know what that means? Okay, this one. Okay, I'm sorry. You are a boy.
Okay. To be seen a person. To be seen a person. To be seen a person. Urge to reveal.
Anybody else? No. Is that it? No.
That one works in volume though.
Oh, okay. I'm turning it down there.
That one don't, it don't matter.
Oh.
Oh,
Let's do it.
maybe the appearance of a person that teaches a revelation or because if you see that on a person, right, it's gonna teach you something about that person, right? Like
they'll even tell you something about
like
it.
it's gonna tell you something. Yeah, I mean, because it's something that you have to see.
These
so the iron
Philistines.
is, the uncircumcised Philistine.
Tell you about something, that's Philistine. I guess, if you look at it.
Yeah, so
That's what I was like
I want
to
that job.
see a person
That's a good old
that go forwards or towards the revelation.
Okay. Alright, so let's look at one. You want to see what foreskin looks like? Alright.
you molded it like it's precious. Like
Some people eat it, you know.
I know.
Stop it.
You know the pork skin? The pork skin? That people like frankincense.
Oh man, of course it ain't work.
Yes.
Yeah, it ain't about the show.
Paradise talks about it.
It's not about the show, but it's actually a video.
So excited.
And that is frankincense. So it's going to be a video detailing how Ethiopia is the largest frankincense provider. And what they do is they go to the tree, they keep taking off the bark. They keep taking it off. That's what I'm saying. They keep taking it off, and they develop it. Now they should actually wait. They're not waiting as long as they should because of the demand for fragrances. Because it's expensive, man.
It's
You get like real
it's tedious, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
they said, it's like super tedious to sit
Absolutely.
there. So when you be getting this frankincense that's cheap, it's
Oh,
not
it's
real
cheap.
frankincense.
Yeah, no.
because-
You gotta test whether or not
yeah,
you
you
get the real
gotta
deal.
test it, yeah.
Exactly. So that's the video, the basics of it. I didn't get a chance to do. Somebody go ahead and get body for 1923 for me. Real quick, we almost there.
1923?
Yep.
And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted a manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised.
That's what?
Then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised.
That's uncircumcised.
3 years shall it be uncircumcised unto you, it shall not be eaten of.
Who would have known that the scriptures got a way for you to make sure that you don't mess up the bark on your trees? You know, don't continue to just, give it some time, let it grow back like it's supposed to, and then continue on down the road.
But that was one of the gifts to the shop, right?
Say what?
One of the gifts to the shop.
Yes. Yes, it was. Yes, sir, it was. Yeah, they come like the largest one comes out of Ethiopia. I know. It was to help draw some lines. So we all didn't really Ethiopia in here. All right. So here's you already touched on Deuteronomy 10:16. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. That's essentially what we're coming all down to. What's been said long before. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart. So what I had in the paleo was already this, and we were going to look at it. What I this whatever. This all subjective, right? To come from making secure the control. So circumcise, to come from and make secure the control of the experiences, the foreskin part, of the therefore the experiences which was most important, that was urging to show and be no more of your heart, of what controls the house, within the house, Levad. What controls the house within the house, and be no more stiff-necked. So you get it, you know what I'm saying? Like to come from making secure the control the experiences. Which was most important, that was urging you to show the foreskin, right? Experiences of what was most important, that was urging you to show of what controls the house. So circumcised, to come from making secure the control of it. People talk about secure joining, right? Or circumcised, so that's all this is about. So then we had these last three scriptures, What's the takeaway from it? Somebody get Yugonon, Rishon 4:20. Somebody get Mishlei 4:23 and Mark 12:28-34, please. That's the takeaway. If Deuteronomy 10:16 don't do it for you, let's see what do.
If a man, I'm doing Yugonon, Rishon 4:20. If a man say, I love Elohim and hates his brother, he is a liar. For he that loves not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love Elohim whom he has not seen? How?
God hating your heart for any of your brethren. Forget about it. It's another deuces moment. All right, we got Mishlei 4:23. Say it loud. Your Hebrew, be proud.
Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life.
Yes. Guard it. Guard your heart with diligence, y'all. For out of it flows the issues. All right, last one who has Marcus 12:28-34. We get a reading to read. Marcus, you got it. Show. 12:28-34, please.
And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reading together, and perceived that he had answered them all, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? And Yahushua answered him, the first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Yasharal, Yahuwah Elohim, Yahuwah is one, and you shall love Yahuwah Elohim, Hekah, with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. So keep going. And the second is like, namely this: you should love your neighbor as yourself. There is none other commandment greater than these. And the scribe said unto him, Well, Rabbi, you have said the truth. For there is one Elohim, and there is none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself is more than all whole ascending smoke offerings and sacrifices.
I want, and this is something I had for a long time, right? Actually, read that 33 and 34 one more time.
33, okay.
Yeah.
And to love him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself is more than all whole ascending smoke offerings and sacrifices.
My bad, you just leave it at 33. Very interesting. That love, that fervent love for the Most High and your brethren is worth more than what?
All the burnt offerings.
Every last burnt offering and sacrifice. All right, that is gonna be it. All right, we're gonna close it up. Go ahead and get this. Y'all, let's read this together. Ecclesiastes 12, 13 to 14. Let us hear the conclusion of the matter. Fear Elohim and guard his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Elohim shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. All right. Rap brother. That's it. Oh. Thank you. Last word.
Matt.
Since you know it's not that, go ahead and get it over.
Here is the patience of the Kodashim. Here are they that guard the commandments of Yahuwah and the belief of Yeshua.
All of our Christian brothers and sisters. That's that's for everybody. Hallelujah. All right, that's it. You got me back. Go ahead, close it out. Any questions? Any questions? We good?